Hello. Today we will discuss global initiatives on climate change, what they are, and how they pertain to agriculture in Sub-Saharan Africa. We will start by addressing generally what a global initiative on climate change is before diving into the examples. Global climate change initiatives are unique in their scope, being large-scale efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and combat global warming. This is critical given the global scale of the problem. Staying informed about these initiatives can help you join the efforts at hand related to these issues. So the first of the global climate change initiatives we will discuss will be the UNFCCC, or the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Established in 1992 at the Earth Conference in Brazil, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change Secretariat is the UN entity responsible for supporting the global response to the threat of climate change. The convention has nearly universal membership with 197 parties. It has pioneered many of the important international treaties related to climate change, like the 1997 Kyoto Protocol. Additionally, the UNFCCC also brought about the 2015 Paris Agreement, which is working with the goal to keep global average temperatures rising this century to as close as 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels as possible. This agreement is legally binding and works in a 5-year cycle with increasing ambitions. To stay up to date with the work the UNFCCC is doing, you should check out their website at unfccc.int. Here we are exploring the website. They've got a number of different languages to select from, and you can scroll down and see the most recent work and news and updates. In 2021, the UNFCCC held regional climate weeks to get an understanding of regional climate challenges and actions while also showcasing ambitious solutions. Top takeaways for Africa from the Africa Climate Week were highlighted in the following report. Here we can get access to summaries of the discussions that took place. Some addressed how carbon tax revenue can be directed to activities like forest preservation and climate-smart agriculture. There's discussion on what initiatives could help agriculture be more resilient. The importance of urban and peri-urban agriculture was also discussed, along with long-term visions. These types of meetings and documents will be critical for combating climate change as they provide an active area to collaborate and brainstorm ideas. Here at their Action Hub website, you can see some of the summaries from the diverse stakeholders that were present and some of the ideas they've presented. So the next global initiative on climate change will introduce the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or the IPCC. The IPCC is the United Nations body for assessing science that is related to climate change. It was first created in 1988 by the World Meteorological Organization and the United Nations Environment Program. Here we see their website. Their goal is to provide all levels of government scientific information that can be used to develop climate change policy. The IPCC also authors reports that assess thousands of scientific papers and provide a summary of the known drivers and impacts of climate change. These reports are key inputs into international climate change negotiations and are subjected to an open and transparent review process from both experts and governments across the globe. To address the question how the IPCC is helpful for agriculture policymakers in sub-Saharan Africa, well, we can look at their website and see their summary for policymakers. These reports provide the most complete information concerning climate change, drivers and impacts in a digestible form. The information provided within the reports has also improved significantly in terms of its spatial scale and resolution. This can be used to help understand the impacts on the environment and human communities as well. Information is power, and these reports are clearly providing a wake-up call to the high risk the African continent faces regarding climate change. More information can be found at their website. This takes us to our third global initiative on climate change, which is the International Carbon Action Partnership, or ICAP. In 2007, leaders from more than 15 governments met in Lisbon, Portugal to launch the establishment of the International Carbon Action Partnership, ICAP, with the goal to limit emissions of greenhouse gases by instituting policies that allow industries to exchange carbon credits effectively in the international marketplace. ICAP also functions as an open forum to facilitate the exchange of information related to implementing emission trading systems, or ETS, through technical dialogue, information sharing, and capacity building. ICAP is unique from the other initiatives that we've discussed so far in that it focuses on exchanging credits for carbon emissions, thus allowing some countries and companies to pollute while working towards lowering global emissions. So to understand ICAP better, we'll discuss emission trading systems, also known as cap and trade systems, a little more, which are hailed as a cost-effective way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. A government sets a maximum number of allowable emissions and then creates permits that allow units of emissions below that maximum. Those permits are then potentially able to be bought or sold. More information on these systems can be found by watching a YouTube video that we'll link here, or also by checking out resources on ICAP's website. So while carbon trading regimes have progressed across the globe, the continent of Africa still does not have any such system in place. In February 2022, ICAP hosted its first workshop specifically addressing the state of play and prospects for carbon markets and carbon pricing in African countries. Some countries have begun to implement or explore the implementation of carbon taxes, indicating interest in market-based approaches to climate policy. This workshop provided suggestions for building emissions trading systems and brainstormed requirements and next steps. That brings us to our final global climate initiative, ICLEI. ICLEI, Local Governments for Sustainability, is a global network with more than 2,500 local and regional governments committed to sustainable urban development. It was founded in 1990 as the International Council for Local Environmental Initiatives. The only requirement for membership is a self-defined commitment to climate protection and annual membership dues based on population. Local governments play a vital role in driving climate change, and ICLEI provides a gateway to solutions by connecting leaders and building capacity. One of their developmental pathways strives to reduce greenhouse gas emissions at the local level. More information can be found at their website. They have a regional one specifically for Africa, africaiclei.org. Exploring their website helps answer how ICLEI is a resource for sub-Saharan agriculture. For many African cities, urban and peri-urban farms are vital for livelihood and food security. In some places, urban farm income can be the equivalent to unskilled construction workers. The value of ICLEI resources comes from being able to support low emissions development and urban and peri-urban farming, which can be a critical input for both mitigating and adapting to climate change. For example, ICLEI, in collaboration with the FAO, hosted the African City Food Exchange meeting in 2021. This event convened 16 city governments for dialogues and information exchanges regarding food security in urban areas. Information and takeaways can be found on their website. We hope this video has provided a brief introduction to some of the global climate change initiatives, what types of work they do, and where you can find further information. Thank you for watching.